Yeah, actually, no. Okay, so I'm just going to repeat that because we switched the recording in now. I forgot to put on earlier. Chapter 5 measures. When we multiply decimal numbers by 10, we move the decimal point one place to the right. When we multiply decimal number by 100, we move it 2 places to the right. And when we multiply by 1000, we move it 3 places to the right. Okay. Okay, right now. When we multiply a whole number by 10, we add 1 0. When we multiply a whole number by 100, we add 2 zeros. And when we multiply a whole number by 1000, we add 3 zeros. Right. So when we divide by 10, we divide by 100, and we divide by 1000. Now, when we divide by 10, if you have a decimal number, then we move the decimal point one place to the left. If you're dividing by 100, we move the decimal point 9 places to the left. Now we're going to the left by 2 times, 2 places. And dividing by 1000, you move how many places left? Yusuf? 3 movements. That's happened when we are dividing decimal numbers by 10, 100, 1000. Okay. Are you happy with that, folks?
Yeah.
Right. What happens when we have whole numbers? Whole numbers, if we have whole numbers, what we can do, we can change them into a decimal number by putting decimal point at the end. So we change them into a whole number by adding a point at the end of the number. For example, so we have the number 21. So the number 21 becomes 21.0. So we put the decimal point at the end of the number and making that into decimal number. So for example, you have the number 306. You want to make that into decimal number. What do? We get the decimal point. We put the decimal point at the end of the number. It is now decimal number. Okay, you don't necessarily need to put the 0 on there. You can actually leave the 0 off. When you're going to be dividing, you're going to go to the left. So this part here, actually, we can take that off. You don't need that part. Just the decimal point will do. Okay, so you go, so 21 point to 306 point. That's what we do with the whole numbers. Now, what do you do if you have numbers with lots of zeros at the end of them? If you're dividing by 10, we can remove how many zeros? 1 0. If you're dividing by 100, you got a whole number with zeros at the end of it, you can remove how many zeros? 2 zeros. If you're dividing by 1000 and you got zeros at the end of your number, and you can remove how many zeros? 3. If you've got 3. If you haven't got 3, then you got to turn it into a decimal number like we just done now and do it the top technique. Okay. Okay, Mr. Ali, I want to change liters to milliliters. I want you to look at your identity that you just written down in your book. Can you tell me what is the technique for changing liters into milliliters? What do we need to do? So in 1 liter, you have how many milliliters, first of all? 1000. So if we change it from liters to milliliters, what do we do then? We have to times by 1000. Now, we were just looking earlier how we multiply by 1000. Here's the decimal point. We have 1.3 liters. I want to change that into milliliters. What do we do with it? We have to times it by 1000. When we times by 1000, we get the decimal point. We move it 1, 2, 3 places. Okay. So I'm just going to do one here for the moment. So I'll copy down the 1, copy down the 3. Now, good question for Mr. Ali. What do we do with the gaps? I've got 2 gaps here. I've got jump there. What do we do with these 2 gaps? You put
zeros.
And the decimal point lands at the end. The decimal point is normally at the end of a number anyway, isn't it? Let's park the decimal point there for the moment. Okay. So far, this is our rough answer. So we need to do. Okay. We have 1300 point. Now, do we need the point in our final answer? And the answer is Do we need to point the final answer?
No.
No. So the answer will be, we can write on top of the point and turn into our units. And the final answer is going to be 1,300 milliliters, and that's done. That's okay for the answer. So we know we multiply by 1,000. We moved it 1, 2, 3 jumps to the right. We filled in the gaps with zeros, copied the numbers down, and got rid of the point where we didn't need it. Are we happy with that? Okay, let's do some more questions. So we got to here now 0.55. So we have to, this liters, change into milliliter. What do we do? We move decimal point 3 places to the right. So copy down the 0, copy down the 5. You might need to leave a bit more space on this one, right in half the space. Now, with the empty gaps, what do we do, Khadija?
I fill them in with zeros.
Fill them in with zeros. How many empty gaps do we have in this question?
1.
Only 1. How many zeros do we put in?
1.
1. What do we do with the end of the arrow? The arrowhead is we put a decimal point where it lands. Okay, now, Layla, read that number to me that I've just written down and tell me what is that real number. Read it to me, what got here, this part here. Read it to me, please. 500. Read it to me as it is at the moment. 0, 550 points. So 0, 550 points what we actually written down here. Do we need the 0 at the front?
No.
The point at the end?
No.
So the final answer is 550 milliliters. I need to see all the steps that I've just done now. I need to see the steps in your work. So the bits that we cut out, the bits that we don't need, and you see all that in there. Are you happy with those two questions?
Yeah.
They're nice and straightforward. Okay. Right. I'm going to clear this page a bit. Okay. Now I'm going to move it up. Right, here we've got some other questions here. Let's try some of these. So, what we're going to do, we're still multiplying by 1,000. This is liters, changing to milliliters. So, we got here 33.44. So, 1, 2, 3. Copy everything down. 3, 3. Copy down underneath the number. Don't take it anywhere else. 4, 4. And we got 1 gap. So, 1, 0. Park the point over here. We don't actually need the point to the final answer. Right on top of it. And our final answer is 33,440 milliliters is the answer to that question. Now, Layla, I have 89 liters. I want to times it by 1,000. What do we do? We got no decimal point. So what do we do is just simply add 3 zeros. And that's as difficult as that question is. So the answer becomes 89,000 milliliters, and that question is done. What I'd like you to do now for the students in the class, all the questions that we missed out from that, the same column, not the second column, not this column, I want you to do more now, in the way that I've done it now. I'm going to walk around and see what you guys have done. In the meantime, I'll pause this video. Allahu Akbar. If we change milliliters to liters, we have to divide by 1,000 according to our identity. Our identity is 1 liter is equal to 1,000 milliliters. And if we change milliliters back into liters, we have to divide by 1,000. Okay, and we've just done the exercise where we are changing liters into milliliters, and that one, what we done was we multiplied by 1,000. That's just our identity, but right now, the one that we are looking at is this one here. We are going to be looking at this today, divided by on this exercise on this side over here. So let's have a go. Okay, 500. When I divide by 1,000, if we got lots of zeros, how many zeros should we take off? 3. Now later, do we have 3 zeros? No, we don't have enough zeros just to knock them off. If we did, we could. So what do we do with the 500? What do we do? We have to decimalize the number by putting a decimal point at the end. So as I do it, you do it in your work. And then, which way do we move, Fatima? Do we move right or left? If we're dividing by 1,000, we move to the left. How many places?
3 times.
3 times. Why is it 3 times? Because we got 3 zeros in 1,000. We are going to move it 3 times. Okay, so we drop the decimal point down. Then we copy it down. Right. So okay, if you read that answer to me, what can you read? Just read it to me as you see that answer there. What does it say? Starts with? No. Read it, that's a point. Point, no. You don't read it as 0.500. That's incorrect. 0.500. After the decimal point, we read each digit individually. Okay? So that's 0.500. What is the final answer, Mr. Ali? How would we interpret the answer and what would you do? To give me the final answer, what we do, we need to add an extra 0 at the front because we've got to say node point. We need the 5. Do we need these zeros here?
Yeah.
No.
No.
So in the final answer, we don't need them. So 0.5 liters. So Khadija, you could have put that away. And look at this. This is a bit that you didn't do, Khadija, in yours. You haven't simplified. No, she hasn't. Simplified like that. Okay, let's have a look at question number 3. Question number 3 is really hard. Question number 3, we got 8,000 milliliters. We divided by 1,000. So if we got zeros in the number at the end, how many zeros do we remove? How many do we remove?
3.
3. Do we have 3?
Yes.
What do we do? Take them off. So what's the final answer? 8 liters. Not 8. On its own. 8 liters. Okay, go on.
Does it have to be like 3 you have to take off?
Yeah, you got to have 3 to take 3 off. If you don't have 3, you have to decimalize it. If you have less than 3, if you have more than 3, that's okay. Just take 3 off only. Okay, next question, number 5. Now, in the number 5, Ali, is this a decimal number or is it a whole number first of all? This number here, number 5. Whole number. Do we have enough zeros just to remove the zeros of it? No. So what do? We decimalize the number by putting decimal point at the end. Layla, what do we do next? We move the decimal point 1, 2, 3 places are left. Whoops. And we drop the decimal point down. Copy everything down in the right place. There comes Smear. There comes Budi again. Okay. So 6.5. Copy everything down. Here comes the interpretation part of it. Okay. Khadija, read the answer to me. Read it to me.
6.5.
550. Okay. Right. Fatima, what's the final answer? That's what the answers you read so far. What is my final answer?
6.55.
6.55. Excellent. So we need to interpret it. If we leave the 0 on there, it is not wrong. If that's the question you're going to ask me. It's not wrong, but it just looks a bit amateur. Okay? Okay, go on. What we've done here, the 0 at the end is an unnecessary 0. It doesn't add or take away anything from the value. So 6.550 is the same as 6.55. So we're taking off zeros that we don't need. Okay? So that's our answer for that. What I'd like you to do now is to do the rest of that exercise. Okay, I'm going to give you 5 minutes and walk around and see if anybody needs help. Okay, we have 700 milliliters. We want to change that into liters. We have to decimalize it and go back 1, 2, and 3. Drop the decimal point down. Copy down what we have. That gives us 0.700. Yes, Ali? Now what's our final answer? 0.7 liters. That's it. We don't need it anymore. Because 0.700 is the same as 0.7. It's the same thing. Okay, shh. Recording here. Next one, 2,900. For the decimal point at the end, move it back 1, 2, 3. Copy down everything down. 2.900. 2.900 is the same as 2.9 liters. These are unnecessary zeros. You don't need them. 6,550 divided by 1,000. There is nothing to these questions. Nobody should be getting stuck on these questions because we are moving decimal points, copying things down and getting rid of unnecessary zeros. Okay, so the answer is 6.55. That 0 at the end of the decimal number is unnecessary. 4,060. Move back 1, 2, 3. drop the decimal point down, copy the numbers. Now this 0 inside the number is important, but the one at the end can be get rid of. That's unnecessary. So the final answer is 4.06. Okay, 5777. So we divide that by 1000. So move back 1, 2, and 3. Decimal point goes here. Copy everything down, and then that is the final answer. Liters, liters, liters. Last one. Divided by 1000, move back 3 places. Decimal point goes here. Copy everything down. You fill an extra 0 in here. And that's done. We copy these down. You have 88 divided by 1000. 1, 2, 3. Drop down the decimal point. Copy down the digits as you see them there. We'll have a gap here, put a 0 in there. And an extra 0 for good measure because we need the number to sound properly. Can we read it? Saying 0.088 is slang. You need to say no point. Come on. So these are the answers for the questions of that exercise. Okay. Copy that down. The same techniques that we've just done. So we're not going to do this in the lesson today. You're doing for homework practice. Because we know how to divide by 1000, now we know how to turn by 1000. Okay? So when we change meters to kilometers, we divide by 1000. When we change kilometers to meters, we turn by 1000. Okay. What you can do now, you can practice a couple of these questions on the sheet. So, question number 3, question number 5, question number 15, and 17. On this side, question number 3, 7, 13, and 19. Remember, this side, Ali, divide by 1000. This side, what are we doing? Turn by 1000. What we've just done in the previous exercise, we do on these numbers. The only difference is, we got kilometers and meters and so on. Okay, do them on the sheet for me now, please. 12,500 meters, we have to divide it by 1000. So we move this from point 1, 2, 3, we put it at the end, drop it down. So that becomes 12.5 kilometers. Those 2 zeros are unnecessary. I've skipped one step. Okay, next question. 40,000 meters divided by 1000, remove 3 zeros. Hello, Khadija? 40 kilometers. Done. 3,600 meters. Mr. Ali, pay attention. Put the decimal point at the end. 1, 2, 3. Copy down. 3.6. The 2 zeros that we copied down, we don't need them in the final answer. So I'm going to skip that step. 3.6 kilometers. Now, these ones here, what we do, we multiply them by 1000. So 306 times by 1000 is 306,000 meters. Add on 3 zeros. Done. 50, is that 51.6? Times by 1000. 1, 2, 3. So that becomes 516, 2 zeros, meters. Done. 0.67 kilometers. Grab the decimal point. 1, 2, 3. So copy the 0, 6, 7, and another 0 and put the point in there. And our final answer is 670 meters. 1.234 kilometers. Times by 1000. Get the decimal point. 1, 2, 3. So final answer is 1, 2, 3, 4 meters. And that's the end of our sample questions that you're supposed to have done. Okay, are we happy with those now, Mr. Ali?
Yes.
Yusuf?
Yes.
Okay. Leila? You good to go? Okay, if we're changing grams to kilogram, in 1 kilogram, how many grams do we have?
1,000.
So 1 kilogram to grams, we times by 1000. Grams back to kilograms, what do we do?
What?
Divide by 1000. Do we know how to divide by 1000?
Yes.
Okay, so we should be able to look at these questions and just give the answers. So 3,000, knock off the 3 zeros, that gives you 3 kilograms. Okay. We have 707, okay, 64,000, knock off the 3 zeros, so that gives you 64 kilograms, and so on. If we have 600 grams, what do we do? 1, 2, 3. And the final answer is 0.6 kilograms. Okay, are we looking, Khadija? You're supposed to be looking. 4431 divided by 1,000. 1, 2, 3. Final answer is 4.431 kilograms. Job's done. This is the same what we've just been doing. Okay, let's move on to the next bit. Okay, move on to the next bit. Okay, kilograms to grams. What do we do for kilograms to grams? We are multiplying by 1,000. Do we know how to multiply by 1,000? Yes. So 3 kilograms times by 1,000 gives us? What's 3 kilograms times by 1,000? 3,000. What's 4 kilograms times by 1,000? 4,000. Okay, what's 15.67 kilograms times by 1,000? 1, 2, 3 jumps. Copy down 1, 5, 6, 7, 0 grams. Done.
So it's 15,670 grams.
Correct. You have 0.0021 kilograms. Grab the point. 1, 2, 3. So the final answer is the next line is 2.1. That's my rough answer for the next line. What's my final answer, Ali? 2.1. 500 kilograms times that by 1,000. What do we do to it? Simply add 3 zeros. Finished. Okay, is there any difficulty with these exercises? No. Right. Have you copied these bits down on your sheets as I've done them?
No.
And Layla has. Has the rest you copied it down? As I'm writing stuff down on the board, on here, have you copied it down? Well, copy it down then. It's not supposed to be a show. You're not going to the cinema. You're supposed to copy learning. When you learn, you copy down notes. Right, recording folks, this next exercise, we got to change meters into centimeters. Now the identity is 1 meter is equal to how many centimeters? 100. So to change meters to centimeters, what are we going to be doing in this particular exercise? We will be doing what? We will be multiplying by 100. Let's just quickly remind you, if we have a whole number, all we have to do is add onto it 2 zeros. If it's a decimal number, we get the decimal point and we move it 2 places to the right. So we got those 2 techniques that we're going to be using. Whole numbers, decimal numbers. Let's go. 7 meters. I have to times it by 100. So what do I do to that one? I simply add onto it 2. And so the answer is 700. Okay, you write your answer underneath, please, yeah? So 0.6 meters times it by 100. 1, 2. Drop the decimal point down. Copy down 0. Copy down 6. Okay, I think I need to remember a tiny bit.
10.
Then that's 10. Okay, so we got 0.60. And then when you finish with that, what's it become? 60 centimeters. Okay, let's look at this one here. 112 meters. What's it become? 1, 1, 2, and then we simply add 2 zeros. And we've changed it into centimeters. Done. 71.6 meters. We times that by 100, move it 2 places to the right. So 7, 1, 6, 0. The point lands at the end, it lands at the end anyway. Centimeters. Finished. Okay, Mr. Ali, are we copying these down, Mr. Ali? We've done them? What I've done so far, done it? Okay. Okay. 0.15 times by 100. 1, 2. Look what I'm doing. So copy down the 0. Copy down the 1 and the 5. So the final answer is? What's the final answer? 15 centimeters. Okay. Times this by 100. 1, 2. So copy down 4, 1, 7, 3, 6, point. Right on top of the point, CM. Done.
Chachi, you know, on the other side here, do you still have to, is that still times 100? Or
Yeah, all of it is time 100.
oh,
All of it. Every single question is time by 100. Change any meters and centimeters, time by 100. Okay, now time for you to do some questions. Do this one, number 11. Do number 3.
We've already done them.
Good, excellent. Do number 9. Number 20. Number 15. Number 5. I'll come and check yours yourself. Okay, record. So time that by 100. That gives you 540 centimeters. Okay, we have 0.27 meters. Time that by 100. That gives you 27 centimeters. 407.3 meters. Time that by 100. That gives you 40730 centimeters. Okay, 23.47 meters times that by 100, that gives you 2,347. Have you got this done?
Yeah.
Have you done it? Okay. Okay, 7.71 times that by 100. Khadija, can we focus on the task at hand, please? Okay, 99.99 times that by 100. That gives you 9999 centimeters. That's the exercise there. Now the next part we got here, we have changing centimeters to meters. So if you look over here, we know that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. But we are going to be changing centimeters to meters. So normally if you go this way, it's time by 100, but we're going to be doing, what we're going to be doing? Dividing by 100. That is our, so let's look for some nice easy ones. So 600 centimeters, when you divide by 100, what do we do with the zeros?
Knock the zeros off.
So the answer is
6 centimeters.
6 meters. 2,200 centimeters, if we divide that by 100, we knock off 2 zeros. So that gives us how many meters? 22 meters. Are you copying this down? Okay, yo. Okay. 5,000 centimeters. Layla, how many zeros do we have here? 3.
yeah.
And how many do we remove? Only 2. Because we're dividing by 100, we remove 2. So the final answer for that one is 50 meters. Now in this one here, we have no decimal point and no zeros. So we have to put a decimal point at the end by ourselves, yeah?
Yeah.
And then we move it 1, 2 places back, drop the decimal point down, copy down the numbers, and then write down meters. Done. This one's got decimal point in it. This is centimeters. So you move it 1, 2 to the left, drop it down,
Copy down.
copy it all down,
You got your answer.
and you got an answer. Okay, now I'm going to give you some questions for you to do. Number 2, number 5, number 9, number 11, number 14. Do them now. So when we divide by 100, move decimal point 2 places to the left, or we remove 2 zeros off a whole number at the end of the number. Okay, I've done number 2 for you. Right. Okay. Are we ready to do that? Right. 700 centimeters. We want to change it into meters. So that gives us
7 meters.
7 meters. Done. Look at the board. 69 centimeters divided by 100. Put the decimal point at the end. First of all, copy everything down into where it is. Add an extra 0 on there for the number to sound right. Okay. 5,050 centimeters. Put the decimal point at the end. 1, 2. Copy everything down. Drop the decimal point where that is. We don't need the 0 at the end. That's finished. Okay. Decimal point already there. Move it back 1, 2. Copy everything down. Drop the decimal point down. And you have finished. There's nothing to these questions. There's no complication in this question. This question are very simple. Very, very simple questions. Right. Next. Okay. Centimeters to millimeters. So you said centimeters value is down by 10. We are actually going to be dividing by 10 because we're going from millimeters to centimeters. When you divide by 10, if you got a 0 at the end of a whole number, we remove it. If you got a decimal point, we move the decimal point back by one place. And if you haven't got a decimal point, put one in. So 20 millimeters, change that into centimeters, we divide it by 10. So knock the 0 off. So that gives us what? 2 centimeters. 5,000 millimeters divided by 10. That gives us how many centimeters then? 500 centimeters. 69 millimeters. Now, Mr. Ali, where's the decimal point? Decimal point is always at the, if they haven't given you one, it's at the end. So you move one place back, copy everything down, drop the decimal point, 6.9, that's actually a 9 by the way, sorry. This hasn't printed properly. Okay, 623 millimeters, the decimal point is at the end of a whole number. Move it back by one place, so that gives you what? 62.3 centimeters. Okay, we have 1,255 millimeters. Put the decimal point at the end of a whole number. Move it back by one place. Copy everything down. The key word is copy down under the number. Put the decimal point in. Finished. Okay, that's all done. You now do the rest of the questions for classwork. Off you go, right now. 6, 2, 4, 10, 11, I'm still alive. Got those questions to do now. And 8. Do it. Those. Okay, folks. 400 millimeters divided by 10, knock off a 0. That gives you 40 centimeters. 180 millimeters divided that by 10, that gives you 18 centimeters. Okay, 71,000 millimeters divided that by 10, so that gives you 7,100 centimeters. 55 millimeters, put the decimal point at the end, go back by 1, so that gives you 5.5 centimeters. You have 407 millimeters, put the decimal point at the end, go back by 1, so that gives you 40.7 centimeters. 409, put the decimal point at the end, go back by 1, so that gives you 40.9 centimeters. That all exercise done. Okay, next exercise. Okay, next exercise. Last one, quickly you can squeeze this one in. Okay, right, what are we saying? What are we saying here? Same identity, 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeters. Smay's coming around giving you the homework now. We change centimeters to millimeters. What do we do here now? We are going to time by 10. Time by 10, what do we do? We add 1 0. Or, to get the decimal point, we move one place to the right. That's how we do this question.
The whole page.
Huh?
The whole page is.
Yeah, the whole page is one exercise, that's right. So I'm going to go through some of these quickly. 8 centimeters time by 10 is equal to what? 80. 12 centimeters time by 10 is equal to?
100 centimeters.
Okay. 4.6 time by 10 will give us? 46. 99.9 centimeters to millimeters will give us what? 999 millimeters. So these ones here, we just add a 0. Because it's whole numbers. Decimal ones, we move this 1.4 by 1. So that'll give you 2025 millimeters. 123, add on 1 0. Job done. 4.516 centimeters times by 10 millimeters. Job done. 4.4, move 4 by 1. Answer is 44. 77.7 times that by, that becomes 77.7. Sorry, 7. And that's the end of that. Okay, what I want you to do now, a couple of questions that we haven't done there. I want you to do some questions right now. Your practice. Have you done the ones with me? Do these ones here. And do this one here. And this one here. Followed by this one and this one. And, okay, do them right now. I'll give you 2 minutes.
Okay.